What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as popular demand coin. Zcash to BTC, popular demand, all you guys commenting to check out Zcash. So I have decided in today's episode to review that coin. Also, we will be discussing the latest Litecoin news, which is 71.5% of the total Litecoin has now been mined. We will also be talking about the Litecoin halving in 2019, which I know a lot of you guys have asked me to mention. I've seen it in the comments. So we will also be discussing that. Furthermore, if you did want to make $25 of Bitcoin, definitely check out the link in the description about ABRA. Basically, you just it's a way for the exchange to kind of get a little more publicity out there. I've taken advantage of it, and I do appreciate all you guys who have. And I am saying thank you to all you guys who have decided to download the link and follow the steps. Basically, all you got to do is set up your bank account, transfer in $5, and they will reward you $25 in Bitcoin. So it's a pretty awesome investment, and it's a great way to get started on an exchange. And they have tons of coins, like 26 coins you can buy and choose from. So definitely recommend check it out, especially if you're new or you're not new to you're more into crypto than others. It's definitely just a really good platform to check out through and through. But furthermore, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content. I do believe we are about to break through 6,400 subs. Probably by the time this video gets out, we will be above 6,400, which is fantastic. On our way to 6,500, which is our near, future goal, short-term goal. And then we're looking for 10K, in the next month or two. That will definitely be awesome. And I'll be doing a cryptocurrency giveaway. Most likely going to give away one of these shirts. You guys can see a Litecoin sweatshirt, or I will be giving away a Litecoin t-shirt. We'll figure it out later on, but I will furthermore jump into today's episode. So we're on the current coin market cap, and you guys can see market cap is 122.4, 24-hour volume 15.2, Bitcoin dominance 52.3%. Bitcoin dominance 52.3, slightly higher than yesterday. If not around even. Everything's about even with yesterday, if not slightly higher. Yesterday we did see more of a dip after my video was, released, but it seems like we've recovered from that. We've kind of found our support level, so we're pretty much just hanging around there. The only difference is the 24-hour volume has diminished and decreased by about 5 billion, which is a good and a bad thing. It's good because we're not going to fall lower. Bad because it doesn't mean that we can go up any higher. But as you guys can see, really just an interesting market, honestly. Still, majority of the market is in red. Unfortunately, there are some coins, Chainlink, double-digit, 10% gainer. But furthermore, Bitcoin barely down 1% at 36.65. Unfortunately, below the $4,000 barrier. We have yet to been able to really break. Yes, we did go to like $4,060, but we never really went to 4,200, 4,300, and that would confirm that we've pretty much broken it. XRP down 1%, 33 cents. Litecoin 32 in the number 8 spot now. Interesting, guys. Very interesting. Down 3.2%. 1966 down 33 million from pumping out Tether. Surprising that last week we were in the number 6 spot, currently in the number 8, but they're all neck and neck. They can easily jump and move up and past all of these that are so intertwined, and they're so close in market cap that it's pretty much anyone's game and who will hold top. Stellar usually seems to be taking most of its. It seems to be taking most of its number 6 spot. It holds it best. Interesting to note, though, is that current volume is fairly low with Stellar, but it has such a big market cap. 96 million in volume compared to Tether, which is 3.6 billion. And then Litecoin, which is 536 mil. Even then, 536 mil in volume. There's a lot going on within, Litecoin compared to Stellar. So definitely a very interesting thing to check out. Maybe I'll look into it a little bit more in depth in the next video or in a video from now. Otherwise, I do want to just discuss a article by Ethereum World News. I know this is fairly new, actually. I think this was released this morning. That's why I wanted to make a video. Latest Litecoin news. 71.5% of total Litecoin has now been mined. 71.5%. Moving on, though, it says, today the blockchain project of Litecoin has reached a new milestone, as there are now 60 million Litecoins minted, as per information by Litecoin.com on Medium and Litecoin Block Half. The Litecoin algorithm has set the limit of Litecoins to be produced to 84 million, and the new benchmark of 60 million signifies that 71.5% of all the Litecoin meant to exist has been mined, leaving a total of 24 million left. What I also wanted to discuss was, Litecoin's halving. So basically, to note is that the Litecoin block mining reward is adjusted every 840,000 blocks in a process popularly known as Litecoin halving or a halving. The next halving has been estimated to occur around the 8th of August this year. This leaves approximately 208 days till the coin reward for each block to decrease from 25 Litecoins to 12.5 coins in an effort to, elongate the amount of time it takes to mine all of the Litecoin from the exchange or from the blocks. The halving event will thus push the next milestone of 70 million Litecoin mines to around mid of 2022, which again is coming up fairly soon, compared to how long Litecoin's been around since I think 11 or I know Bitcoin was made 09, so let's say 10 or 11, 2011. Litecoin also gives the following time frame as to when the last Litecoin will be mined. The final Litecoin is estimated to be mined sometime in 2142, according to the mathematics of the system. At this point, 0.0000042 Litecoin will be the block reward, which is actually so tiny considering they're giving away 12 now. So that's pretty interesting. Then says, lastly, Charlie Lee predicted Litecoin will drop to 20. Back in December of 2017 and during the last crypto bull run, the creator of Litecoin, Charlie Lee, warned the digital asset would plummet to a value around $20. His exact tweet warned that the digital assets would drop, by 90%, that this was at the time Litecoin was soaring at around $300 something. So whatever you guys want to, take with that, with a grain of salt or with, better advice. But basically, he's been in this game for a lot longer than I have and a lot longer than most of you guys have. He's a creator of a coin for freaking sake. That pretty much tells you guys that he may have a little more experience, or his say might have a little more truth behind it than others, because we're all guessing and gambling. He's been around. He's seen Litecoin go from $4 to $50, back down to $4. He's seen all the massive moves. He's seen Bitcoin go from 220 back to 500, or 250 to 550, and then back down to 220. He's seen it all, so he knows that this is going to happen. He kind of figured that this, massive rise was going to lead to a fall, just as quickly as it came on, and then, see the price move up even higher, because that's what he has been seeing. So to say that he knew it was going to happen, that's why he sold and all that, yeah, he may have known, but he shared it with you guys publicly. For those who took his advice, probably made out pretty well. Those who were arrogant and greedy and wanted more money probably didn't make out so well. So, I can't be hateful to the guy, because he was open and honest about it. He said it was going to fall to 20, and it did. So he's actually pretty smart in the fact that he did tell us and warn us what was going to happen. So hopefully some of you guys took his advice. Furthermore, jumping onto Litecoin's daily charts, you can clearly see the lack of volume on today's daily chart. We have 3 candles, pulling back. Today is the start of a candle that's slowly trying to reverse. You can see we are below that uptrend. It seems like we faced a lot of resistance right here. Whether or not we want to call, this being the, uptrend, and it broke this and continued up, whether or not you want to consider this next run to fully go through. I guess it was, but it doesn't seem to be holding quite well. It may end up, coming into play later on in 2019, in the month or next month. If we can drive the price back up, we'll probably hit resistance here. But, for the most part, we did fall. We caught, $30. And I was kind of trying to figure out where that $30 line would be drawn. And you can see I drew it right here. And reason being is because you can see now that $30 line is all the way back on May 1st of 2017, where we've had resistance in the past. The price is up even higher, but there's resistance right there. So I just pulled this line out, and you can see it even cuts here where there's support here. And then you can see the resistance where on the weekly, this is a strong line, we've tested the bottom of, and then we retraced back up. So it pretty much signifies to me that that was a good support. Moving on to the daily though, you can kind of see more so now what I was referring to. This candle yesterday tested $30. It pulled back up to 31. Current price is 31.81. So it does seem to be holding fairly well. Again, we weren't anticipating a pullback to happen. We were expecting to see some sort of resistance from the high-low MMA its first go around. I think the more times we test the high-low MMA, the better chances we have to breaking through and moving higher up. Currently it is facing a bit of slack right now, so I do think potentially the next run up we get will definitely go back up to $39. It is a good buying opportunity. We'll probably break through it with little to no resistance. There was just a lot at stake there. Not only did we have a $40 resistance level, that high-low MMA was also putting downwards pressure. But you can see what I was referring to, that uptrend, and we just fell right through it. Not only did we fall through the support, we also fell through support at 33, and we fell through the high-low MMA, getting caught up at around $30. But it left us nearing oversold on Litecoin's 4-hour, which does show me that we're going to probably pull back up in the short term, or at least consolidate and then move this back upwards. You can see there's a semi downtrend right there, but it's too obsolete and small to really want to pay close attention to that. But just noticing that we are nearing oversold does give me an indicator that's pretty much going to be the lowest we pull back to. Looking at Bitcoin, why I had more confidence in Bitcoin and why I actually bought into Bitcoin this time and not just Litecoin is because, yes, I have two bags. I do have cryptocurrency that I'm holding on for a very long time, and I also have money I like to swing trade and play around with, make good content for you guys and give you guys a little more feedback if you guys were interested in doing that. That's what that is. So I didn't sell off all of my money or all my crypto. I still do hold crypto. I just have other currencies, that I'm using to show you guys the different plays that I make. But you can see right now, the reason I invested in Bitcoin is Bitcoin, at this level, I sold off up here in Litecoin. Though I sold off Litecoin up here, which as you can see, similar to Bitcoin. But I bought back in right over here because we are extremely oversold. Even if you bought in at 35.60, 35.70, those are good levels, You can see how big of a support this is. Not only have we had confirmations in the past of resistances and support, but you can also see that we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 wicks now, signifying that we close above the uptrend. You can see we are extremely oversold on its 4-hour, which indicates that we're probably going to pull back up, at least seeing a move back to its high-low MMA at around $38, $20, $3,820. Because of how oversold we are, a nice pullback upwards, a nice retest of the high-low MMA. I will most likely see some profit, buying at 36, selling at 38. That's around 6, 7, 8. All right, only $200, but it's a fair price. For little resistance, $200 does go a long way. Lastly, Ethereum. To sum up Ethereum, then we'll look at Zcash, which is going to be short, unfortunately. You guys can see it pretty much goes without saying. Looking at Ethereum on its daily, beautiful ascending triangle. Like I said in the past couple of videos, but for all those new subscribers, the issue with Ethereum and why I'm not investing in it right now is we have this ascending triangle. We have our resistance at 160. We have the high-low MMA coming into play. A lot of pressure here, and I'll circle it and make it look even scary to you guys. A lot of pressure. This is a lot of congestion, a lot of downwards movement pressure. That is going to push down the currency and push down on the price, make it really difficult to really break through. One, there's not much writing on it, especially on this ascending triangle. A lot of, low volume, sell-off volume. But that's pretty much, it's kind of slowing down right now, and it did break bearish from that. So I don't think it was going to break out. We were tracking it. We were waiting. We were going to say, okay, if this breaks through right here and moves, above the 160 line, we'll buy in and ride the wave up. But it didn't. It broke bearish and it fell. So we were confident and we waited for a movement, and that's exactly what happened. And, we played it out smart, and now we get to find a better opportunity to buy into. Yeah, we are oversold, actually, Ethereum on its 4-hour. I'm going to stick with Bitcoin right now. I feel a little more comfortable. They're both about the same thing. It doesn't really make a difference if you bought Ethereum at this level, but it is oversold pretty darn high. Are pretty darn low, and also Bitcoin is doing the same thing. So I do think on the shorter term they are going to pull back up. I think 160 we are going to retest fairly soon, and we could see a move. Lastly, for all those who wanted me to do Zcash, unfortunately, I'm doing Zcash to Binance. I looked it up on Polynex too. There's really not much charting that I can really work with here. It seems to just be sitting lower lows than the past, and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. So this is kind of what I drew up on the weekly. You guys can see we had our starting point back on February 5th of 2018. And now we have our ending point, or this downtrend right here. And you can clearly see we've had 1, 2, 3 confirmations. Volume has slowly dipped out, and we've kind of been consolidating. We kind of flattened out right there. And we're kind of in a little spot, and what that is telling me now, this is Zcash to Bitcoin, is that there's a couple of things that it's going to happen. Not only do we not know where it could potentially fall to. Yes, we do have this support confirmation due to this wick right here. It's not a really good support, but it is a support. But we are getting congested in here, and that means that something is going to happen with Zcash. Either it's going to break bearish and fall lower, or obviously break up. I would stay away from it if you wanted to invest in it right now. It's a risk. It could break bullish and move upwards, but I don't want to risk putting my money into something that I'm not, at least 90% confident with moving to the upside. We've seen these downtrends in the past, Litecoin, Bitcoin, they've all had them, and they really take a long freaking time to break through it. They usually, fall. They usually break downwards, and then they consolidate out and eventually break through it. But that's pretty much my take on Zcash. Hopefully that sums the episode good for today, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notification, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode.